Today I've got something a little bit different from the grammar and pronunciation videos I usually do. Now, I've been teaching English for more than 15 years, and one of the most common things I hear when I meet students for the first time and I ask them, "Why are you learning English? Why have you come to our school?" And they tell me, "I've got a problem with my English." I say, "What? You've got a problem with your English?" Now, why do people say that? I hope you don't say that. If you do, well, the good news is that this is simply not true. Okay, so whoever you are, wherever you are, you do not have a problem with your English. Not with the grammar, not with the pronunciation, not with the phrasal verbs, and not with anything. Now, in order to be good in anything, you have to learn it, whether it be English, driving a car, playing the ukulele. You have to learn it to be good at it. And just because you don't know something doesn't mean that you have a problem with it. So, for example, if I handed you some baking ingredients and said, "Hey, make me a cake," most people, well, they couldn't do it without a recipe. And if I handed you this piece of paper and I said, "Turn this into an elephant," a paper elephant that is, you could try, and if you didn't succeed and you just handed me back a crumpled mess of paper, I wouldn't say, "You've got a problem with that." No. What you must do is overcome this negative mindset. Focus on what you have to do and do it. Stop thinking that the things you don't know are problems. It will just fill you with fear, discourage you, hinder your progress, and stifle your creativity. And let me tell you, it's not just students. I hear teachers telling their students that they have a problem with grammar or pronunciation. No, you do not. Okay, let's talk about this for a moment. Don't let anybody tell you that you have a problem with English pronunciation. So, some words, crisps, clothes, months, precociousness, Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, you see, even I can't pronounce it, okay? Anyway, they're difficult words to say. And what about this place name in Wales? Can you say it? You may have difficulty pronouncing these words, but that's certainly something different than having a problem. Anyway, the truth is that unless you live the life of a native speaker from the age of 13, you are never going to sound like a native speaker. But the good news is, it doesn't matter. The accent does not stand in the way of good communication. Your aim should be to be understood clearly by those around you. I'm not saying that you should forget about improving pronunciation. Yes, by all means have good pronunciation and perhaps reduce your foreign accent if it's too strong, but don't try and erase it. It's important that your listener and your listeners understand you clearly, and that much is true. And if you're mixing up, work and walk and hungry and angry, try and sort that out. Aim for good pronunciation, but not perfect pronunciation. There is nothing wrong with having a foreign accent. It's actually a positive thing. It's part of your identity. It's part of who you are. You do not sound worse than a native speaker, just different. And remember, we love that difference. A foreign accent can sound sensual, seductive, and charming. Yes, we love your accent, and it would be a pity to lose it. And what about how you speak English, the words you use, the grammar, the way you express yourself. Here too, sometimes as a foreign learner, you have an advantage over a native speaker. You see things as an outsider. You have another perspective. English speakers, at least those who only speak English, only know the language from within. We are straitjacketed by grammar and convention. The frog in the well does not know the ocean, as they say. Two of the most poetic writers in the English language were Joseph Conrad, who was Polish, and Vladimir Nabokov, who was Russian, and neither of them was a native speaker of English. Yet they wrote in such an extraordinary way, with a touch that only an outsider could have. Now, I'm not saying that you are going to write like Conrad or Nabokov, but embrace who you are. Take what you have gathered from your culture, your background, your language. Be playful with the rules and bring in something new, okay? And just because you are a native speaker, that doesn't mean that you have clear expression. Not at all, as I'm sure you know. If you feel that you are not progressing as fast as you can in English, I just return to what I said earlier. You don't have a problem. It's rather you haven't learnt enough yet. You're still on the road. It takes a long time to master a language. Don't look too far ahead. Focus on the now. Focus on learning something every day. Some new words, some grammar, some vocabulary, some expressions. And of course, spend as much time as you can on learning in a way that suits you. If you do, you'll make rapid progress. As for the elephant, well, if you don't know, you don't know. But it's not a problem. Just like everything else, once you know the steps, once you know where to make the folds, once somebody guides you in the right way, you see it's really not so difficult.
There we are. Not perfect, but it's an elephant.
And what about this place name? Juanvar Puch Gwingwich Go Gerich Windropoch Juan Chesilio Gogogoch. Took me an hour to learn that. Can you say that? Anyway, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. And as always, stay mellow and see you in the next video. Juan Juan Purginich Go Gerich Windropoch Juan Al. Juan Fe Pilgwinich Go Gerich Juan Drop Fucking hell.